Welcome. You're watching the English news program on Somaliland National Television with me, Waris Mohammed. Let's start with the main stories making headlines. Minister of Foreign Affairs on an exclusive interview with SLN TV. Minister of Presidency and Minister of Commerce cut the ribbon of a new sweets industry in Somaliland. Turkey shoots down Syrian war jet.
The Vice President of Somaliland, Abdurrahman Abdullah Ismail Seylici, participated in a ceremony for the International Anti-Tuberculosis Day held in Hargeisa. This highly organized ceremony participated by the officials of the health workers of the Ministry of Health of Somaliland, and the organization is work with the Ministry of Health. The Vice President of Somaliland, Abdurrahman Abdullah Ismail Seylici, also elaborated on the significance of the health development, especially tuberculosis disease. Somaliland Minister of Health, Sulaiman Ise Ahmed Haglatosiye, spoke in the ceremony, and he mentioned that Somaliland sharing with the international community the commemoration of the International Anti-TB Day to eradicate this disease. The minister also mentioned that the Somaliland health workers made efforts to eradicate this disease. The Minister of the Religious Affairs of Somaliland also spoke at the event, and he expressed how Islam encourages the public health. Dr. Sayyid Ismail Hassan and Habib Adanur, who are the directors of the Department of the Ministry of Health, spoke in the event, and they all elaborated on the significance of this day.
Minister of Foreign Affairs Mohammed Bihi Yunus, speaking to SLN TV at his office, discussed the recent visit the President of Somaliland alongside top-ranking government officials paid to the eastern regions of Somaliland. The minister stated that the visit was one of further understanding the situation in the eastern regions and the living conditions of the citizens residing in the area, as well as the developmental objectives successfully brought to fruition thus far. Minister Mohammed Bihi Yunus stated that the visit optimized the government's commitment and dedication to ensuring that all Somaliland regions have made equal progress, and as such the President and members of Cabinet, as well as other retinues, paid visit to many districts where developmental projects are demonstrating the steadfast efforts of the Somaliland government and its citizens. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, speaking on the aggressive efforts of the incumbent President of Puntland, Abdiweli Ali Gas, stated that these efforts are symbol for the current Puntland administration's eagerness towards triggering violence in the region, as President Gas campaigned along the parliament pledging war with Somaliland, an effort which the Somaliland government indicates as a transgression of its borders and may only deliver to the mediates of confrontation and instability. The minister stressed Somaliland's wholeheartedness in cooperating with the regional administrations to foster a peaceful and prosperous region. But Somaliland's security faces any external threat. No option might become available other than to defend itself. Minister of Foreign Affairs, elaborating on the government's cooperation with the international archetypal body, the UN, stated that Somaliland's foreign ministry strengthened cooperation with the UN on the perspectives of development and security. Minister of Presidency Hirsi Haji Ali and Minister of Commerce Dr. Mohammed Abdullahi Umar took part in the opening of a new local industry for biscuits and different types of sweets. Minister of Commerce, elaborating on the significance of such industries in our country, stated that the production of different consumer goods locally will assist Somaliland in completely replacing internationally imported consumer goods. He continued expressing his appreciation and admiration to such initiatives, saying that it's a step to follow and that our country needs everyone to express such dedication towards progress. Parliamentarian Haji Abdi Hussein praised this initiative made by this group of young people in an attempt to produce nationally made goods such as biscuits and a variety of sweets. Minister of Presidency Hirsi Haji Ali spoke praising the founders of this industry for becoming a role model for Somalilanders inside and outside the country and for starting such impressive initiative. Minister Hersi eventually pledged that the government of Somaliland will ensure to provide any assistance needed to keep this industry and other developmental projects in Somaliland progressing further. Director of the Presidential Relief Office, Amina Mahmoud Diriye, spoke regarding the recent visit by the President and members of the government in the eastern regions of Somaliland in an exclusive interview to our reporters. The director reiterated that Somaliland government has made progress on a number of forefronts and still continues to conduct itself as a model of peace and development, and more of this optimized by the government of Somaliland after restructuring government's internal and external policies, as well as opening a new chapter of progress for Somaliland. Director of the Presidential Relief Office, Amina Mahmoud Diriye, commended the President of Somaliland for the architecture of such model platforms, including taking the country forward through maintaining cooperation with the government. She added that the recent visit of the President of Somaliland to the eastern regions, a prime visit unseen before, which indicates the President's platform towards making sure that all Somaliland citizens are cooperating on national development. The director described statements made by some opposition figures as unworthy of any social indulgence, seeming unfit to citizens that a political of this nation conveys statements publicly going against the interest of Somaliland and the steps being taken forward by the government. The director continued to add that the opposition figures sought to convey their criticism through constructive means as opposition figures for this nation, but not once they mentioned the development that Somaliland continues to portray and the government's commitment to drive in by all developmental initiatives. Director of the Presidential Relief Office, Amina Mahmoud Diriye, concluded the interview with hopes of continuing peace and progress in Somaliland. Mayor of Ainabad District Faisal Ahmed Chama repudiated claims released against him by members of the local municipality of that district. The mayor stated that these members of the local municipality have developed a conflict with him because of a raise in salaries they have requested, while he responded with a refusal. The mayor continued to elaborate that the amount of salary they have requested is 100% higher than what the local municipality can pay them regarding the district's financial income. The mayor eventually urged everyone to understand the resources we have and maintain the peace and stability within the nation. You're still tuned into the English news program on Somaliland National Television. Now for the international headlines in detail. China has diverted its icebreaker or snow dragon to a location where a Chinese military plane has spotted suspicious objects while searching for the missing Malaysian Airlines jet. Attention and resources in the search for the missing plane have shifted from an initial focus north of the equator to an increasingly narrowed stretch of rough sea in the southern Indian Ocean, thousands of miles from the plane's original flight path. Aircraft flying on Monday have been focused on searching by sight rather than radar, which can be tricky to use because of the high seas and wind in the area. Flight MH370 vanished from civilian radar screens less than an hour after taking off from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing with 239 people on board on March 8. Investigators believe someone on the flight shut off the plane's communication systems. Partial military radar tracking showed it turning west and recrossing the Malay Peninsula, apparently under the control of a skilled pilot. That has led them to focus on hijacking or sabotage, but investigators have not ruled out technical problems. Turkish armed forces shut down a Syrian war jet on Sunday after Ankara claimed the plane had violated its airspace. Condemning Turkey's actions, Damascus described it as a blatant aggression, insisting the jet had been pursuing rebel fighters in Kasab inside Syria when it was brought down. The Syrian border town has recently been the scene of intense bloody fighting between rebels and forces loyal to President Bashar al-Assad. Turkey's military says it warned two Syrian. Damascus confirmed the pilot managed to eject before the plane crashed in Syria. That's the end of our news. Thank you for watching. Until tomorrow, take care.